Good evening, everyone. My name is Tyrone Little, and tonight we are going to discuss some of the theories that were introduced to us in our Black psychology class this semester. Three theories that I want to explore with you guys are the social cognitive theory, the ecological theory, and the social disorganization theory as they relate to parenting. Social cognitive theory simply is that cognitive development of children are formed during social interactions with other people, especially those who are more experienced. In other words, human education begins before cognitive development, and that children build knowledge actively. Okay, how this relates to parenting, and my eyes is that we all know that children watch what we do. Okay, but remember, not only are they watching, they are learning while they are watching us. So we have to be very careful of what we do around our children because, again, they are learning, not only watching. In this theory, the zone of proximal development is the most recognized assertion from Vygotsky. This concept is simply this: whatever your child is able to do in collaboration today, he or she will be able to do on their own tomorrow. As you can see, I have a picture of the slides on the side. When a child first starts out, they may can't do something, or they think that they can't do anything. Even if you help them, they're frustrated, they can't do it. Then once they get offered a little bit of assistance, they realize that, hey, I can do this. And after that's practiced enough times, then they get to the stage of proximal development where they can do it by themselves. When you look at this social cognitive theory in the context of parenting, the zone of proximal development can be applied this way. Okay. You should pay attention to your children. You should observe them. You should always give them your undivided attention when you're doing that. Okay. Reason being is because in order to help your child be the best, or in order to help your child succeed at something, or to help them solve the problem, you have to watch them and see what they're doing. Okay. I know us as parents, we don't like to see our children struggle with anything, whether it's riding a bike, doing homework, putting together a puzzle, anything. We don't like to see them struggle. And our instinct is just jump in there and help them do it, or jump in there and be the hero. Okay. But we can't do that, or we shouldn't do that. Okay. We should observe, again, we should observe what your child is struggling with. Okay. Point out to them or encourage them to learn how to do it on their own. Okay. And how you do this is that you ask your child questions as to what they're struggling with. You have to ask good questions so that the questions that you ask help the child discover what the answers are on their own. Okay. I don't know about you, but for me, one of the proudest moments as a parent that I have is watching my child do something, or answer a question, or solve a puzzle that they were having trouble with. They just couldn't do it, and they were so frustrated. And then once they do that on their own, the look in their eyes, their facial expression, it's just priceless. You know, I can go on and on about that. Next is the ecological theory by Urie Bronfenbrenner. And this theory was developed to explain how everything in a child and their environment affects how that child grows and develops. Okay. There are 4 levels to this Bronfenbrenner's ecological system. There's a microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, and macrosystem. The microsystem is your child's immediate environment, everybody who is in their immediate proximity, teachers, parents, brother and sister, things of that nature. Okay, and you have to be mindful because, again, how you interact or how they interact with you will impact on how your child develops. Okay, the mesosystem is how the people in the microsystem work together in conjunction for the good of the child. All right. The exosystem are other people and places that the child may have contact with on occasion, such as aunts, grandparents, cousins, uncles, things like that. And the macro system are people, places, and things that are distant, not directly in your child's sphere. However, they still impact your child's development. Think the rights that we have that was given to us by the government, your cultural values, wars, things of that nature. Okay, when you think of the ecological theory in a parenting context, is you have to best make use, or you have to understand as a parent, you have to best make use of the impact that you have on your child. Okay, because our children are impacted by the world that we live in. Okay, the child's immediate world is their microsystem, who they see every day, who they wake up with. And as I said, having positive interactions help your child grow and develop properly. In the mesosystem of a child's world, that's where you find teachers and school and the parents, things of that nature. And how this applies to parenting is, for instance, if your child is having trouble in school, the teacher contacts you and tells you that your child is having trouble in school and something needs to be done about it. Well, what should be done is that you and the teacher should formulate a plan together so that you can help your child succeed at whatever issue or trouble that they're having. Okay, we have to view this part of the child's world as a community. Everybody's in it together for the best of the child. Social disorganization theory is next, and that asserts that individuals who live in disadvantaged or bad neighborhoods are more likely to engage in antisocial behavior than those who live in good or advantaged neighborhoods. When you add this, or when you put it in context of parenting, you look at different parenting styles. Okay, your parenting style or your style of parenting can directly impact on how your child navigates a bad neighborhood. Okay, if you communicate with your child on a regular basis, if you monitor what they're doing, both of these or all of those are risk factors, protective risk factors against wide range of deviant behavior for your child. Research shows that if you have that type of parenting style, your child is less likely to partake in drugs, criminal activity, truancy, etc., etc. On the flip side, most of these neighborhoods, these bad neighborhoods, parents practice a permissive parenting style, whereas though, just as the name says, permissive, they don't really, or they let their child do a lot of things that they really shouldn't do. And quite frankly, that's why those neighborhoods are that way, because there's no oversight of the child. Another way to think of it as far as parenting, think of the achievement gap that we talked about a few weeks ago in class. Okay, if I have a parent who is permissive, doesn't care what that child does, then quite naturally, that child, if they don't want to go to school, they're not going to go to school, and the parent doesn't do anything about it, then hey, then there's a gap, because the parent who is communicating and monitoring with that child, they are going to be on top of that child and make sure that that child goes to school. So there you have it, the three theories that I wanted to discuss with you guys from our class presentation.